Peace and blessings, soul family. I love you all. I hope everyone's doing well today. Today I'm actually going to talk about veiling, and I'm going to start off by saying I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Okay, let me see if I can fix this real quick. This thing's not following me right. So, not medical advice or nothing like that, but I just want to share my experience here with you guys. So, I've dealt with mental illness and stuff all my life ever since I was a kid. I definitely was one of the ones that had the imaginary friends and everything, and then it kind of went away for a little while, and then as I got older, I started dealing with things like schizoaffective disorder. So I have many hallucinations and stuff like that. When I was younger, people would tell me in the family that it's demons or something like that, that I was welcoming demons into my life, and that's one of the reasons that I ended up leaving religion, because it was just crazy, gaslighting. So what I want to talk about, though, is the veiling aspect, covering your hair. First, I want to talk about the instance within the United States military where, I believe it was the Vietnam War, but where the Native Americans, they had been shaving their head, and they realized that after they shaved their head that they really weren't connected with their intuition like they were before. So they end up doing a test, and they leave a man to go scout and stuff like that, and he is left his hair long. When he left his hair long, his intuition and abilities were right back to what they were in the beginning. So they realized they needed to not cut their hair. And, they said this with the Native Americans, but this is with everybody. Your hair is like an antenna to the spirit realm. This is what connects you to the subtle planes. When we're born, if you look, there's a spiral right on the back of our head where the bindu is, where the soul enters the body. And it spirals like a Fibonacci spiral. You can literally see it. I love it, seeing it on the back of my son's head. It just reminds me every time. I'm like, wow, man, it's so beautiful. Life is just amazing. But the part that I'm talking about is with veiling, and almost always have my prayer pashmina or something on me. And today I got my kafir in support of Palestine and the horrible genocide going on there. But I definitely noticed, once I quit taking all the medications and stuff like that, before I went back on them for a little bit, that I was extremely empathic. When I was around anybody who had any type of emotional issues going on or something like that, I could feel it deep within my soul. And the same thing with their thoughts. When I wasn't veiling, I would just let my long hair go out in front of everybody and stuff like that. I noticed the voices got harder. It's like I was literally hearing people's thoughts. And it's a psychic ability. But it's so intense that when I quit going in public for a long time. But now that I understand what it is, and I got a spiritual practice, and I have grounding and understanding what the ability is, it's not nearly as disturbing and stuff. But there's been so many times the voices in my head told me to not do something, and then something horrible turned out to have happened. So my intuition is on point with that now that I'm not rebuking and going against the voices that I hear. And you know what? It blows my mind that there's people out here who do not have an internal monologue. If that ain't some NPC shit, I don't know what is. But how do you not even have your own personal internal dialogue? How are you not speaking to yourself in your mind at all times? That's for real NPC shit. But it really does. It blows my mind that they don't even have their own personal thing when I'm over here with 50 different voices that come through. But also another way that I realized that this was real is because I've had my ancestors' voices come through after they passed away, and not before they passed away. So it's not like it was just randomly me hearing their voices. It's they passed away, and then they give me messages all the time. They visit me in the astral plane and send love to me, which is beautiful because they still exist there. Their subtle body is still there. Even if they have reincarnated already, that subtle body of them is still out in the ether. But I definitely noticed when I didn't veil my hair, for real, it was like I would just be overwhelmed whenever I would go out in public, especially when there was lots of people. It's like when you hear, like, if you go to a crowd or something like that and you hear everybody talking and it's just like blah, 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 and you can't really understand anything anybody's saying, but it's just like loud and kind of like irritating. That's what it was like. So now I use just hair coverings, natural cotton or linen or wool head coverings, and it really helps, man. It really, really does. And I can tell the difference any day that I actually forget it or something like that. It's like I go out and I'm like, wow, this is right back on volume 100, you know. But if you deal with voices or any psychic abilities that lead you to where when you're around people it gets so chaotic that you just can't function, then think about actually veiling. It is very good practice. Get your pashmina, kafir, any type of head covering. Even if you don't have anything else, just take a bandana or a piece of cloth to wrap your hair in. But it's yeah, it's very powerful. Don't cut your hair. Leave it long. Leave it to where you have that connection with your intuition. Leave it to where you have that connection to the ether. Also, another thing, when I had shorter hair when I was younger, I didn't dream a lot. Like, I didn't really travel in the astral very much. I had a few, like, what do you call it, night terrors that were where I was dealing with some trauma and stuff like that. But I wasn't able to just go into the astral and remember my dreams and do my own thing. So, once my hair got longer, boom, man, I'm all over the place in the astral. Like, literally, just about every night that I go to sleep, it's just like flying places, like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It's pretty beautiful. But I think that'll be it for this video. Veiling, very important, especially if you have spiritual abilities. You definitely don't want to be going out with your hair uncovered. And it makes sense when you see these different religions where people wear the turban over their head, or the hijab that women wear. Now it makes a lot more sense to me why they wear it, and even if they aren't like forced to wear it, they still decide to wear it because it really is a protectant to your energy. But I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Maybe try to make 1 or 2 more videos here before the boy gets tired of the park. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.